Hi, welcome to the Market Alert for Monday, the 10th of February 2025. So choppy waters, S&P stuck, MAG wobbles, and gold still glows, although they did give it a hammering on Friday to the downside. MAG index trading below 50-day moving average for the first time since September, so are we starting to see a bit of profit taking? Stocks fall and dollar rise amid reciprocal Trump tariff talk. That's what sent the market down. And of course, on Friday, we had the January jobs numbers as well. Jobs growth below estimates amid massive revisions, which trim unemployment to reduce historic payrolls. Slowly but surely, all the rot from Biden's data fabrication is emerging. Yes, well, I've said that, haven't I, for a very long time about how the numbers are rigged. And speaking of numbers, this week we've got the CPI numbers from the US. I do believe, just going back to that Elon Musk is going through all of the government data now with a fine-tooth comb and exposing the fraud and the manipulation of the numbers. But the trouble is, you don't know who to believe or what to believe anymore, do you? So, without a doubt, I mean, anybody, like I say, with half a brain cell will know that the inflation numbers are rigged, both there in the US and in the UK. Just simply by looking at the prices of things, you know that it's not a true reflection, this 2% nonsense. Same here, where it's got 2.9. If you go to shadow stats, you will see that the average is going to be around 8 or 9%, and that's probably more the case in the UK as well. The only thing that's not affected by inflation is the price of silver, because it still hasn't made a new all-time high since 1979 and 2011 when it made the second one. And it still got hammered on Friday, but again, more on that shortly. But let's have a look at the markets. It didn't like the numbers on Friday, and prices gave way to the downside, and there was profit taking coming into the market. So let's have a look at those and kick off with the Dow. So in the Dow, we can see that we were down on Friday. We're still going to get back through the all-time high. We've got the CPI numbers on Wednesday, so there's a very good chance we're going to do that. It's not over yet as far as the upside is concerned. Trump is only into a matter of 30 days, is it? You know, it's the first 100 days that the market looks at. 30-minute chart, you can see the market's reaction, sell-off there. But coming back on the overnight, there just needs to stay above Friday's low and start marching towards the high again. I mean, certainly it's had an impact and it's taken the shine off, so it may be a bit of a struggle, but there's still a good chance of making those new all-time highs once more. And in the German DAX, well, there's no big sell-off on Friday compared to the US. You can see there that just a tiny reversal. Market still making its move to the upside, and so you've got this all-time high at 21.94. Maybe a different ball game when we get to 22,000. So watch out if you are long at that level. 30-minute chart, you can see the DAX being pulled back and dragged down with the US there, but overnight you can see the buying coming back in and moving to the upside. So watch 22,000 for this market. It will be a profit-taking area for it. In the S&P 500, same as the US Dow, obviously US tech stock based, broader market also down, as you can see there. And there's the sell-off in the S&P, but also again regaining ground back to the upside. It's just a matter of hanging in there from this high to this low. You can see that we've got the 89 tying in closely with the high there, which obviously you would expect because we're measuring the distance between the 2 points there. Meanwhile, in the FT 100, this still close to the all-time high. Goodness knows why. But like I say, perfect decoupling from the markets with AI and high-frequency trading. And there you can see a bit of a choppy one for Friday. But again, overnight, already moving to the upside, using the derivatives to drive the share prices to the upside there. So in the US dollar, gaining ground on Friday, which is why the metals were slammed. But overnight, prices starting to move back down a bit there. Let me just expand that out a bit so that you can see. So into a bit of a sideways move as well for the US dollar. But let's have a look at the metals prices for Friday. And there you can see silver slammed on Friday. It's not moving high at all, really, based on what gold is doing, which we'll look at in just a moment. There's the reaction initially to the job numbers, which was great, and then they just absolutely pummeled it to the downside, but it's now starting to bounce back to the upside. It's still nowhere near where it should be, as I've mentioned many times, if not on a daily basis. 34.53 is the recent high we've had in this market. Just drag that across. It goes all the way back to October, and we're still nowhere near it, despite the fact that gold is making more or less daily new all-time highs. So what is going on there? And there's the daily chart. We're just about to make a new all-time high. $3,000 is where it's going. I mentioned this last week and continue to do so as well. Watch profit taking come in at $3,000 an ounce, unless it breaks through with a very big bar and then keeps going, and then they try and hold 3,000 at the support level. 30-minute chart, you can see the recovery in gold compared to the 30-minute in silver, again being dragged down. So let's have a look at the impact of this in the gold-silver ratio. So no surprise there, we're moving back up. This is just heavily weighted in the wrong direction. Should be down at 20 or 15. That's the historic average, and we're at 90. So again, being manipulated. It just speaks volumes. While I'm here, just have a look at this as well. Trump's coin is now down to 15.59. You can see there. It's not doing too brilliantly, is it? This is the trouble with Ponzi schemes. You bring out these things, people make millions and hundreds of millions, and then they go back to nothing. So it will go back to zero by the time it's finished. Right, let's have a look at Friday's trades. And in the morning session, it was a choppy one. You can see there we had a potential buy. Market move up to the scalp, then back down. Then back down again to the 200 MA, and another sell-off, which was sideways. A secondary signal then appeared, which turned into a loss. So given how sideways it was, there's only 50 points between these two lines. There was scalps to be had, but very tough in the morning. Didn't improve in the afternoon either. We have a look here, the release of the numbers, and you'll see there that there's the release of the FOMC numbers, the NFP numbers. Too many economic news items. The market traded sideways up and after the news items, and then we got into the afternoon. The market moving down, didn't move down enough, moved too soon actually. It came back, took out the stop, and then sold off, as you can see there, to the downside. Another potential buy signal that failed. This one, and this is when the tariff news that came out that you saw when he sort of reined back on it a bit, and that sent the market to the downside there. And then prices just sideways too low as we saw the Dow sell off, and then the DAX dragged down with this, but then going into the evening just trading sideways there. Okay, let's have a quick look where we are overnight. And currently we're heading towards the DP, and we've got Friday's high just above here, but what's more important is the one that's just above it, and that's the 22,000. So watch the 22,000 level for this market. If it's not today, then over the next few days, particularly with the inflation numbers out on Wednesday. So there we go. That's a quick whistle-stop tour around the market, see what they're doing. And with that, have a great day. And as ever, thanks for watching. See you in the next.